for evil geniuses. So media, please make sure to navigate down to the globe icon at the bottom of the Zoom screen so you can select your language preference. And after a short delay, you will hear translations. Please use the Zoom hand raise feature to queue yourself in line for a question during your region's allotted time period, and we will call on you to ask your question. So please direct your question to a player or a coach specifically, please. And we will start with questions from the Korean-speaking media.
저희가 호명하는 기자분은 질문을 해주시면 되고요. 질문하실 때는 누구한테 하시는 질문인지 명확히 말씀해 주시기를 부탁합니다.
Mark Sumin.
기자님들께서는 질문이 있으시면 채팅창에 남겨주시거나 손들기 버튼 눌러주시기 바랍니다. 한국 기자님들 질문 받겠습니다. 네, 포모스 김영근 기자님.
네, 저는 임팩트 선수한테 질문 드리고 싶습니다. 오랜 기간 동안 대회 치르느라 고생 많으셨는데요. 대회 진행하신 소감부터 좀 간단히 좀 부탁드리겠습니다.
이번에 좀 많이 안 좋게 끝내가지고 좀 아쉽고요. 좀 더 잘하는 모습 보여줄 수 있었던 것 같은데 그런 모습 못 보여준 게 많이 아쉽고요. 그래도 나쁘진 않았던 것 같아요. 저희 시작이 뭐 그렇게 좋진 않았거든요. 레귤러 시즌이. 그래서 나쁘지는 않았던 것 같습니다.
This question was over to Impact. So it's been a really long MSI journey. So how was the tournament for you in general? His answer was, it's a bummer that we were not able to end on a good note, but still, I'm pretty happy with the result at the same time. But still, there were some plays where we could have played better. But it's a bummer that we were not able to show the full potential. But I'm thinking of the beginning of our regular split, which was pretty bad. I think the MSI was not that bad.
One minute, please. Sorry, one moment. Ji-sun, can you try speaking again?
Hello, 1, 2, 3. Test, test.
We can hear 2 times. Me too. Oh. Bear with us while we fix the technical difficulties. Okay, follow.
Everyone's disappearing.
Follow the trend.
Copy Andrew. Now you get it. Stand up just because you guys are copying him.
Can I get my sleeping mask?
Me too. Too much light. Save it.
Can we test the mics on stage real fast? Volkan, can you speak?
Testing.
Jojo, can you speak?
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Inspired?
Testing.
Impact?
Checking. Good.
Danny?
One, two, three, one, two, three. While we're fixing things, can someone tune down the volume on my headset? I can't type where it's too loud.
Got it. Coaches?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right, testing G-Sun's mic.
Testing, testing.
Okay, we will continue with Korean media questions. Sumin?
네, 국민일보 이다니엘 기자님 질문입니다. 임팩트 선수에게 질문 드립니다. 오늘 오른을 골라 중후반까지 잘 끌고 가고도 패했는데 어떤 점에서 부족했다고 보시는지.
Impact. Today, you picked Orn and you were able to bring your team to mid to the late game. However, you guys still lost the game. What do you think that needed to be fixed in order to secure the victory? And his answer was, this is my personal opinion, but I believe that Orpin was not that good. It doesn't have prio, and also his playmaking isn't that good enough. Well, the second Orn game was against Brahms, so I thought it was pretty doable, but still it's a bummer that we were not able to win that game. So I want to say Orn is not good, but it's not bad at the same time. So I don't know, it's not really that good. So I wish that we were actually focusing on something else instead.
Sumin?
네, 국민일보 이다니엘 기자님 질문 다시 하겠습니다. 임팩트 선수에게 질문 드립니다. 오늘 오른을 골라 중후반까지 잘 끌고 가고도 패했는데 어떤 점에서 부족했다고 보시는지 궁금합니다.
This question was over to Impact. You were able to bring your team to meet to the game with an Oran pick, but you guys were not able to win in the end. So what needed to be fixed? And he answered, well, I think mainly it was about, taking good fights and also side lane rotations and macro, because I was under so much pressure against GP because I cannot really kill him. And if I cannot push that GP away from the side lane, that means I cannot move to other lanes, which means I cannot create my angle with the ult. So just like I mentioned earlier, that is the reason why it was not a good pick.
Suman, can we have the journalist repeat the question? So sorry.
네, 국민일보 이다니엘 기자님 질문 다시 드리겠습니다. 임팩트 선수에게 질문드립니다. 오늘 오른을 골라 중후반까지 잘 끌고 가고도 패했는데 어떤 점에서 부족했다고 보시는지 궁금합니다.
이거 아까 대답한 거 아닌가요? 네? 오디오 문제가 있다고.
오디오 문제가 있어서
네, 다시 말해요.
다시 하고 네.
오케이, 알겠습니다. 오른은 픽한 건 뭐 팀 조합 때문에 픽한 거고, 일단 개인적인 생각인데 오른이 그렇게 좋았던 픽은 아니었던 것 같고요. 차라리 럼블 이런 게 더 좋았을지 않을까 생각이 들더라고요. 왜냐면 오른이랑 정글러 넣어가지고 그 킬 포텐셜 느는 게 없어가지고 그 갱플을 죽일 수가 없어가지고 사이드에서 그게 좀 많이 힘들어졌거든요. 맵 컨트롤하는 데서 시야 장악이랑 그게 좀 컸다고 생각하고, 중후반을 잘 끈 것보다는 상대가 조금씩 실수를 그러니까 조금씩 실수해가지고 결국 저희가 캐치한 느낌이라, 저도 그냥 두 번째 세 번째 게임 그냥 다 무난하게 졌어야 됐다고 생각해서 그렇게 좋은 점은 잘 모르겠네요.
The question was over to Impact. With that Ornn play, you were able to bring your team to meet to the late game. However, you were not able to. What needed to be fixed? And he answered, I don't think Ornn is a really good pick. I think this is my personal opinion, but I think Rumble would have been a lot better because Ornn, with the help of the jungler, he cannot actually kill. There's no kill potential. So I was not able to kill GP on the side lane, which means I can have a mech control or vision control. So it was really hard to play. So it's not about me bringing my team to mid to the late game. It's more about, the opponents making mistakes and we were able to punish those. So I think we actually should have just 2 and 3 anyway. So I don't think Ornn is a really good pick.
Next question, Suman.
네, 게임 메카 이재우 기자님 질문입니다. 조조편 선수에게 질문 드립니다. 샤오 선수와의 맞대결한 소감이 궁금합니다.
This question is over to Jojo. How was playing against Xiaohu today?
I mean, 2 of the games I played a matchup where I'm not too familiar in, and he played the matchup really well. And the way he played with this team was really well. So I mean, I was pretty impressed with how he played today. So yeah.
Next question, Suman.
네, 경향게임스 박준수 기자님 질문입니다. 피터던 감독에게 질문 드립니다. 오늘 가장 아쉬웠던 점이 있다면 무엇인지 말씀 부탁드립니다. 또 얻은 게 있다면 무엇인지도 함께 말씀해 주시면 감사드리겠습니다.
Should we
bring Peter because he's not on this table right now?
Peter is not here.
Peter's not here.
I can go down and then bring Peter up here.
Ask him what he thinks.
I mean, should ask the total then no?
그러면 다음 질문 드리겠습니다.
네네.
네, 마지막 질문입니다.
We're going to
임팩트
move on to the next question.
정말 고생 많으셨습니다. 한국에서 많은 업적을
Next question, Sumin.
네, 임팩트 선수에게 질문 드립니다. 정말 고생 많으셨습니다. 한국에서 많은 업적을 거뒀고 해외에서도 업적을 거뒀습니다. 많은 팬분들이 기다리고 있는데 혹시 향후 마지막 커리어를 한국에서 마감하고 싶은 생각은 있으신지 궁금합니다.
제가 지금 한국에서 커리어를 하려면 가야 되거든요, 군대를. 그래서 지금 좀 더 그거를 잠깐요. 이거 질문 좀 다시 답변할게요. 그럴 상황이 안 되는 것 같고요. 한국에서 할 상황이 안 되는 것 같고 아직도 뭐 잘하는 사람도 엄청 많고 뭐 그 사람들이랑 경쟁하는 거 좋은데 일단 저는 미국에서 게임을 7년 동안 했었고 미국에서 계속 하고 싶기 때문에 딱히 그럴 마음 없네요.
This question was over to impact. So you have a lot of achievements in Korea and also in LCS as well. And so many Korean fans are also waiting for you. And so do you have any thoughts to make a return to Korea and your career as a pro player over there? And he answered, I don't really, I've never really thought about it because I mean, of course, there are so many talented players over there and I would love to compete with them. But at the same time, I've been playing in the LCS for 7 years and I want to keep playing in North America. So not really.
We will now transition to taking questions from Chinese media. Roxy.
好的，那我们现在将接受中文媒体的提问。想问一下教练，认为 RNG 在哪些方面或者哪位选手给到队伍的压力最大呢？
This question is over to the coach. So in what aspects or which player in RNG do you think the RNG put the most pressure on EG?
I think the main player who put most pressure in our team was Xiaohu. I think because the way he was playing the mid matchups and the way he was transferred to the map, he was really clever and smart. So yeah.
What? Just the mid gap.
Just the huge mid gap.
Next question, Roxy.
第二个问题想问一下周周佩选手，作为一名国际赛场的新人，这次 MSI 自己最大的收获或者成长是什么呢？
This question is over to Jojo. This is your first time to be here on the international tournament. So what's the biggest takeaway or the biggest thing you have learned from this MSI?
The biggest thing to take away from this MSI, let me think. I mean, honestly, it's everything. I feel like I can't really say just one thing that I took away the most. I feel like basically everything in game, I took away a lot of, and I mean, it's a pretty like basic answer, but that's really how I think. So yeah.
伟成。
好，那这个问题我想问一下啾皮恩跟丹尼两位选手，那这是他们两个的首次的国际赛事嘛？那想问他们，中间印象最深刻的事情是什么？有没有达成自己预定的设定的目标？那另外一个问题是，请问 Vulcan 与 Spire 两位选手，就是作为搭配两位新秀选手的搭档，觉得各自搭档的表现在这次国际赛事中是怎么样的？谢谢。
So the first question is given to Jojo and Danny. This is your first international tournament. So what's the most impressive moment in this 2022 MSI? And have you achieved your goal through this journey? And the next question is given to Vulcan and Inspired. So playing with the rookies in this team. So what's your biggest 能问一下第二个问题是
I would say the most impressive.
第二个问题就是给 Vulcan 还有 Inspire 选手，就是因为他们两个都是搭档了新秀选手嘛，那想问一下各自对于各自搭档的评价是怎么样的
？Sorry, and the second question is over to Vulcan and Inspired. You guys have played with the rookies, so what's your feeling about this? Do you have any comments to your partner?
Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think the most impressive moment I would say is when we beat T1, because I mean that game was looking pretty lost, and then they did some questionable things, and then we came back. So that was definitely like the craziest moment in MSI, and yeah.
Okay, then you answer as well.
I have to answer because my answer was his answer, so I'm not answering.
Yes, your answer.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for the question. In my opinion on the rookies is that I'm very impressed with how they've performed under pressure throughout the whole split, and we saw it multiple times when we were in high pressure match where it's like do or die. I think they both did extremely well considering they're both young and haven't played much and don't have much experience. So I'm very grateful to have young good players that are able to just show up on stage on my team, and forward to playing summer with them too.
Same for me. I would have to compare their level of play to my first Worlds appearance. Then I think they played better. So yeah, it's very impressive.
好的，那我们最后一个问题想问一下 Danny，你如何评价自己第一次在国际舞台上的表现呢？
This question is over to Danny. How would you comment on your own performance on your first international tournament?
I believe my performance for my first international tournament was so-so. I think in the group stage, it was fine. I think G2 kind of got us a few games. And then in the rumble stage, it was like, okay. And then here in the semis, I think I performed like decently well, but still RNG is just too good. So I think that's all I have to say. So.
We will now transition to taking English media questions. Media, please use the Zoom hand raise feature to cue your question and I will call on you. Or feel free to type your question in chat and I can read it aloud. Nerd Street, Sage.
Hi, sorry about that. My question is for Danny. I just want to say, throughout the tournament, we saw you scale up progressively where your play improved from group stages to Rumble stages onward. I just wanted to ask you, going into your first international event, was the adjustment period similar to when you first joined the LCS, or was there a bit of a different learning curve going into this international event for you?
I think the experience from when I first started and then this international tournament was kind of similar, just because it's like a new environment that you're unfamiliar with, and I think yeah, it's just pretty similar. That's it.
Okay, next question is Leo.
Hello, my question is for Vulcan. So first, I want to send you some love from France. And then I want to ask you about your thought about the rosters, because we saw you in a previous international tournament with Clutch Gaming or Cloud9. So do you think that this time with EG, you are like the closest possible to win a tournament with NA?
Merci beaucoup. I think this roster is pretty close in terms of skill compared to other regions as it was last year on Cloud9. I'd say it's comparable, but I think we were maybe less consistent last year on Cloud9, and consistency is something that you kind of need to have if you're going to have a good run or winning an international tournament, right? So I would say yes, that we at EG are probably the strongest roster I've been on. Merci encore.
Next question is from Ashley King at Horizon. Question to Jojo and Impact. First, thanks for giving up so much of your valuable time today. If it is possible to ask a more lighthearted question, who do you predict to win MSI? RNG, G2, or T1?
I mean, RNG played pretty insane this series, so I mean, I have to see tomorrow's series too, but obviously that will ruin the question. But I mean, I don't know. Every team has their own strengths and weaknesses, so.
Can you answer the question, bro?
Don't have all the
5 seconds, you'll lose
I
your
would
turn.
say RNG probably. I mean, they kind of just played insane today, so just because of that, yeah.
Tion.
Nice impact.
Quick and simple. Based. Not bad.
I mean, I don't need to say Legion, no? I'm from Tion, so.
Yeah, of course.
Tion.
Yeah, sure.
Better strategical answer. Better strategical answer.
Next question from correspondent. Turtle, congratulations for your campaign. Can you tell us a little bit about the emotion of being the Brazilian coach to reach the farthest on the international stage? You can answer in Portuguese if you'd like.
Ok, vou responder em português, né, para os brasileiros. Eu não tenho como descrever a sensação que é chegar aonde eu cheguei. Eu nunca esperava que eu ia chegar dessa maneira, assim, foi tudo muito rápido, aconteceu as coisas uma atrás da outra, assim, em seguida. E eu só tenho a agradecer a todos os fãs brasileiros que estão me apoiando, mesmo a gente perdendo hoje, eu tô recebendo um monte de mensagens super fofas, assim, com muito amor de vocês. E, não tenho como descrever, assim, é uma explosão de emoções, muita felicidade e queria agradecer vocês por todo o apoio. Thank you.
Vamos.
Vamos, Brasil.
Vamos.
And final question is from Terry O at the Game House. To Jojo Pin, it was honestly a delight seeing you smile on stage and enjoying playing. What do you say was the biggest mental obstacle for you for your first time on the international stage? And what are some things you're looking to improve on in the future?
Biggest mental obstacle. What was the second question again? I'll answer that one first because that one's easier.
The second part of the question was, what was your first time? Like, what was your first? There was only one question. So he was excited and happy to see you enjoying yourself. So what's your biggest mental obstacle? What are you looking to improve on in the future?
What I'm looking to improve on the most is, I mean, kind of like what Jiahu showed me today, just the way he plays with this team is really good. So that's probably the number one thing I'm going to prioritize after this MSI. And I mean, mental obstacle, I don't know. There wasn't really like a really mental obstacle for me that really like affected me too much, but I would just say maybe the hotel food actually, because I had to keep asking Impact to order me Korean food because I didn't like the hotel food. So I mean, probably that.
Good take.
Interesting. That's the best answer you had the whole night.
That was your last question?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. They're just translating now.
I need. Wait, how many Taino can I get? One day?
Timeout?
Taino.
2 at a time.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think it's 2 pills every 6 hours or something.
Oh, okay. I need to get one more.
I'm not a doctor though. Not many call this.
Checking.
All right, that's all the time we have today with EG. Media, thank you for your questions. EG, thank you for your time. And the press conference for RNG will start shortly. EG, you may stand up and get your photo taken.